Oh my goodness. So, I remember when we first flew to Europe, the first time when we landed in Madrid.
That's right. That's right.
And man, let me tell you, we were tired. Caught the Uber or taxi or whatever it was
Yeah, because
from the
we took a
airport.
red eye.
Yeah,
Okay, you're right.
to the place that we were going to be staying.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And guy pulls up. We look out, and all we saw was crazy looking graffiti all over the place. And we were like, no, this can't be. You got to be in the wrong place. He's like, no, no, you're in the right place. We're like, no, dude, this ain't the right place because like this ghetto-ish. And he's like, no, no, this is the address.
And
Get
we
out my car.
right, and we're a little too bougie for this.
We're too bougie.
We're a little too bougie for this. He's like, this is the address. Get your shit out of our
Get
car.
out my car. Get out my car. So we reluctantly got out of his car, went into the building. Of course, and this is Europe, so I don't call them elevators, I call them lifts. And this building had a serious lift. You could put one bag and maybe one person at a time as you went up to
maybe
where
and a child.
Yes. So so we get our bags and we put them in the lifts and we get upstairs to the apartment that we're going to stay in. We open the door to the apartment and it is totally brand new, renovated, modern, beautiful apartment sitting on the square. So we were in the middle of everything, everything. And one thing we did learn about Europe is the graffiti don't really mean that much.
Right. And we're going to talk about that a lot more because I'm an American. Look, I can tell you what went through my head when we pulled up, right? Look, Rick and I have been living in Lisbon for over 3 years now, right? And in our travels, we've learned to spot the identifiers on what is a good neighborhood and what's a bad neighborhood, what's a safe neighborhood, etc. Right? What are the few signs, right?
Yeah.
Versus when do you need to be cautious?
Yeah. And today is Utopian Legends Thursday. So every other Thursday, we invite legends, people of legend status, to come in and share the show, help us with the show, with the discussions that are going on for the week.
Exactly.
So please come. We welcome you.
Exactly. So if you are a Utopian legend and you're watching, look at the post, look at the YouTube post, and you will get a link to backstage. All right. But also, y'all, we have created a scorecard that you can use to evaluate the neighborhoods when you start to look at your new home abroad. All right. And that can be found in the description below under topical resources. It's right underneath the description. All right. And so, yeah, as a matter of fact, maybe Action VJ can grab it and put it in the chat as well. Thank you, Action VJ. Thank you, Action VJ. Hey,
she gave you a job. She's giving you a job.
Look, our fam loves us. Hey, y'all. You don't know who we are. My name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money. We talk about travel and life abroad. We help folks who look like us, who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan, get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even early.
Early is a good thing.
That's right.
Overseas in Europe is
even better.
It's even better.
All right. Y'all. So what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the expat guide, Black expat guide, and finding our perfect neighborhood abroad.
That's right. But first, if you're new to our channel, then you might not know back in 2018, Rick and I got a wake-up call, y'all. We looked at our money and it looked crazy.
Crazy, insane.
But we got a wake-up call. We did get a wake-up call. Look, and we got our money together. We got our financial situation together. And we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth, y'all. If we can do it.
You can do it too.
You can do it too, right? I see y'all in the chat. Hey, Rapper MD. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Valerina. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Christian. And of course, Action DJ, Khadijah. Love y'all. All right. Benita is here, but we are going to go ahead and get started because one of the things that we realized when we moved abroad is that the normal things that we look at to decide whether a neighborhood is safe or not do not necessarily apply when you're abroad, right? And so the first thing that you need to do is you definitely need to make a list of your needs and wants.
Mhm.
All right. You need to put a list of your needs and wants. First, for your country, then for the city, and even for the neighborhood. All right, so we're gonna bring Benita up because she back.
Hey, Benita.
Hey, Benita.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you. So Benita is one of our Utopian legends, and like we said, every other Thursday, y'all, if you want to ask us questions, if you want to come on and help us chat about this, whatever we are talking about that week, this is your time. We want you on here. We want you to share your information. So Benita, y'all on your way here?
Yeah. Share your
Yes.
information.
It has taken us from last November to present day.
Okay, so like November 5th, maybe?
Yes. The day after the election, as a matter of fact. That's when we started.
I'm not mad at you. I understand. And I'm glad that you got that wake up call because there's still people who are kind of
Hesitating.
I think they're more than hesitating. I think they're in denial.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a dream state. It's like,
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I'm not sure that they realize how bad it's gotten, but it looks a lot different when you're on the other side of the globe, y'all.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
It looks a lot different. All right. So, when you guys decided what country, what city, and then what neighborhood, because you told us before we started what neighborhood y'all, they moving to the Beverly Hills.
No.
I told them to get me a room ready.
Right. They moving to the Beverly Hills or Lisbon.
Oh my goodness.
Or the Lisbon metro area. Yeah.
Well, we wrote down, we worked with your organization, Start Abroad. And specifically, we wrote down exactly what we needed, what our wants were, but what we needed, because we have 2 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And so even before then, we looked at Costa Rica, Panama, Mexico, and what we thought about is a stable government, somewhere that it was clean. There were African American expats, close to Africa, close to Europe. I mean, Portugal just checked, and we've been there before. Portugal checked all the boxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you hear that, y'all. You've got to write a list of your needs and wants,
Yes.
even when it comes to evaluating a neighborhood.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So the first thing that we thought about, because we Black, and this list of the things, okay, take notes. And as we said, all of this stuff is in the handout, and that is in the description below, y'all. Okay, all of these points that we're gonna make. All right. So the first thing, because we Black, that we think of
First thing we're gonna look at is police culture and encounters. We're gonna search the local news, the expat forums, and we're gonna ask residents because they know better than anybody.
That's right.
And visit the precinct if possible.
Get a vibe for how they interact
with you,
right?
Yeah.
So Rick's best friend is a former cop, and everywhere he goes, Benita, he be taking pictures with the local cops.
Yeah.
He's got, like, if you look at his Facebook page, he got himself with cops from all over the world.
Yeah.
That's great.
Right? But and these are all different languages these people speak, right? And so the question is like, how are they going to, because we know how it would go down in America.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If some random stranger walks up, trying to invade their space while they're supposed to be, quote unquote, working, right?
Especially now.
Right? Right? And so, not only that, wait, did one of them grab the phone and take the selfie?
One of them, I had asked them, I explained to him, my friend is a state trooper, ex state trooper, and what he does going around when he travels the world, and one of them was a detective, and he said, sure. And I mean, we had like 6 or 7 police officers crowd around us, taking pictures with him. They took pictures with me. And they said, "Oh, I said, "Well, I was never a cop. I was a fireman." They said, "Well, that's still an honorable position too." But yet, it really made his day because it was like, wow.
Yeah. So, what does that police culture look like? How do they behave? And here's the thing, because I know you gotta walk the neighborhoods. You gotta walk the neighborhoods. Unless you're moving to a place where you're going to be in a car, like in the States, we used to drive up in and push the button for our garage, drive into the garage, push the button so it closed behind us, make sure that there's no bad guy following into the garage behind us,
Shut off the rest of the world.
right? Go straight into the kitchen and never speak to anyone, right? But in it, when you decide that you want a walkable place to live and you don't have your own personal transportation like we don't, that means that you are going to be on public transportation. You're going to be walking these streets and everything else. You will see how the police interact, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will see how the police interact. And I'm going to tell y'all, here in Lisbon Metro, Rick and I blend in. We do not, they do not just look at us and say, oh, American, or oh, tourists, especially not after 3 years, you know? And so knowing that, how do you feel about the police here in Lisbon Metro?
I feel relaxed. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel, that they're looking at me sideways or looking at me like a suspect. Like, what are you up to? Or what, keep an eye. I don't feel like I feel that way. I feel that way more towards the security guards in the store, the African security guards, because they look you up and down. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, bro. But hey, they're doing their job, and
That's a different conversation for a different day. So,
yeah,
hey, doing
true.
their job, my ass.
She can't stand it.
Because why don't the white or the European looking security guards give me the
Yeah,
side eye?
they
They
don't
don't give
give
me the
you a
side eye.
second thought.
They don't look twice.
Mm.
Why the ones who look like they can be in my family? Why they are the ones following me around? And they're the same. Okay, we not gonna get off.
Yeah, let's not
We're
get
not
on
gonna get off
that.
track. All right. So Benita, do you want to add anything to police culture encounters when you go abroad?
I feel free. From Canada to Portugal to Spain, I feel free. It has gotten almost like a Gestapo. Thank God I don't live in DC, because even a guy that was at West Point, a lawyer,
I saw
graduated.
that.
Yeah,
Saw that.
yeah. 20 people descended upon him. And now he wants to expand it to all states. So I feel much safer out of this country.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any country. Oh, there is. Long time ago, well, my father, when he was alive, used to live in San Salvador, and they had machine guns and everything. And so no, I did not feel safe there.
And the world has changed a lot since then,
Oh yeah,
right?
yes.
Right. And what about your husband? Like, did he feel that he was being targeted or anything? He
No,
didn't mention anything.
no, he's lived in Germany before and another country. He says no, not at all, not at
Mm-hmm.
all, and he just felt free.
Mm-hmm.
People, no matter what race, gender, who they loved, anything, just free.
That's right. That's
Never
right.
felt that before.
That's right. That's right. So this one, this point is more city to countrywide, not neighborhood wide. All right. And so this is tenant and landlord laws. All right. You need to understand. We do not suggest that you move to a new country and buy right away unless you've got a history with that country and you know what the heck you're doing, because
Yep.
the laws are different and the things that we assume.
Don't assume.
Don't assume jack squat. I don't care if you are an attorney in the United States. If you're an attorney in the United States, even more reason not to assume,
Right.
Yep.
because you know that the laws are different even
Laws are
state to
different.
state, right? Much less country to country. And so what I found, Benita, is that a lot of the things that I expected to be in our lease were not in the lease. That's number one. Number two, you want to ask for a bilingual lease. So in the native language and then in English, if that's, et cetera, et
Thank you.
cetera. But no, legally,
Legally, the native language prevails. Whatever the native language is, that's what the law will follow.
that's right. That's right. All right. And so, Benita is working with one of our partners, Start Abroad. Information, that link is in the description below, and it will get you a bit of a discount and put a few pennies in our pocket as well. And we are going to be working with them. We highly recommend them. We do not recommend anybody that we can't put our name behind. I'm just going to tell you that right off. All right. And so Start Abroad can help you look at that lease if one of their countries, the countries that they can help with, is under the purview. If you want to move to another country outside of the ones that Benita just listed, and or including Mexico, you want to make sure that you get a immigration specialist to help you that probably has some paralegals or something like that on call. You pay a couple extra bucks to have them read over that lease, okay? And make sure that all of the things that you think should be in there are in there.
I wish I had worked with Start Abroad from the beginning, because just to share with everyone, I went with a friend of mine. She's now on her way to Portugal, and she recommended a lawyer to help us open up a bank account. Now, this was last December. We are I'm talking about today, finally getting our PIN number and have transferred money to the account. It would have been open had we worked with a Start Abroad specialist.
Just saying, okay? You do not need an immigration attorney.
No, you don't.
To immigrate to another country, y'all. And you don't need to give up citizenship or any of that other stuff for those of you who are new to Our Black Utopia, all right? We're talking about residency. We're talking about a green card, okay? That's legal residency. Legal residency.
And then I think bottom line is you will know when you really need a lawyer.
Yeah, because some stuff gets funny.
If it gets real crazy.
You're right. But for the average person, you don't need an attorney. We had a friend whose employer messed up their paperwork and they didn't find out about it till a year and a half later. And then, it was already in default and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, now you need an attorney.
Right.
But to go straight forward, you do not need an attorney. You just don't. There's too many people who have done it themselves. So if people can DIY it, you don't need an attorney. All right. So the second thing is, and I don't know, Benita, if you guys even thought about this when you guys found your place, is hospital access.
Yeah. Yes, we did, because I'm a senior citizen. So that's another reason why we chose Portugal. We thought about the jungles of Costa Rica, and I said, hey, what if I can't get to a hospital? So absolutely, we thought of that.
Yes. So you want to pay attention. You want to know, you want to map out 24/7 hospitals.
Yep.
And urgent care. Some places you may not find urgent care. You might have to just go to the emergency rooms and know that it's not 911 here.
That's right.
It's 112.
Okay.
So, and usually in Portugal, when the ambulance comes to pick you up, and it's probably going to be the bombardeiros. Well, they have different ambulance services, but they'll take you to the closest hospital,
Mhm.
Whatever that is.
whatever that is.
Right. And it's whatever the public one is, we should
Yeah,
say.
public
What,
hospital.
but right, but like so one of the things that and it's funny because I remember we were in an elevator um over there in Grasa and some I was listening to some I think they were American or Canadian, I don't know. Anyway, they were in the elevator with me and they were talking. And so I, of course, because I'm a busybody, so I just butted in and I was like, I'm not sure. I'm not so sure Sintra is the place that you want to live. I said, here are the things that you need to consider. And I was saying, I was talking about access to medical care is not as easy, especially when you're in the historic part of Sintra.
Mhm.
So the young Portuguese guy who also understood English, who was in the elevator with, he's like, well, Sintra has great hospitals and this and that and the other. I'm like, listen, little boy, you're somebody who just goes for well care. Okay, we senior citizen. Let me tell you, we got different needs up in here. Okay, right? And the thing is like he probably wasn't thinking, one, I don't know the system. Two, I don't have transportation. Three, there's no Ubers or Lyfts in the old part of Sintra.
Right.
And the hospitals and stuff are in the main city part of Sintra, according to friends who used to live there. And they would have to like hire a driver or something to drive them 30 to 40 minutes to get to the hospital. And homeboy had like heart conditions and stuff. It's like, oh no, you can't be
You really want to
30 minutes in a taxi.
you want to think that through. Yeah.
You want to think that through. All right. We taking too much time. It's already 21 minutes. All right, we're gonna go through this fast. Okay, night transit.
So, you want to test a night return. Check frequency, last trains, ride share coverage, things that you need to know that in order to get around at night.
Yeah, especially for those of you who are moving single, right? So wherever your neighborhood is, look to see because like here in Portugal, some of the buses will stop a little bit earlier, depending upon where your stop is, right? And so even though in general they don't stop until 1:30 a.m., maybe your stop, the last one is 12:45 a.m., 12:50 a.m., 1 a.m., whatever. You want to make sure that it meets your lifestyle. If you like the nightlife and stuff like that, and you plan to take public transportation, which you can safely here in Lisbon for the most part, you want to make sure that it goes to your neighborhood. Number two, the next one, street lighting and foot traffic. This is so important. Did y'all walk around Cascais at night?
No.
Y'all, when you are choosing your neighborhood, go there during the day, go there during rush hour, go there during nighttime. Look to see what the deal is. What do you hear? If you can go into the apartment at all times of day, do that. What are the neighbors doing? Y'all, we got some partying neighbors up in hell. They be playing that music. I think they got a karaoke bar across the way. Now, now, thankfully, I don't mind it.
No.
Okay,
No,
we
I
don't
mean
mind
they
it
don't get crazy. One time they
for the
got
most
crazy.
part. Yes, I mean once in a while it gets crazy, but for the most part, right? And so, you want to make sure like foot traffic during the night and stuff like that. If there's foot traffic and this and that, and it feels safer, what's the vibe? What's going on? Are the shops open and stuff like that? Here, here in Europe in general, they close early, except for the malls. The local stuff closes early. The malls will stay open till midnight. If you won't have to go out there, but the local stuff, they're gonna be closed 8:30, 9 o'clock. Just know that. Just know that. And so one of the things that we did not get to do, here's the next one, building quality. What's the building quality in that neighborhood? Sometimes a neighborhood was all temporary housing and they're trying to pretend like it was permanent housing.
Whoa.
They've done that in the United States too. because half of them projects were never supposed to be permanent housing.
Yeah.
Right. And so you want to inspect and make sure, like, especially in old cities
Mhm.
like Lisbon, the plumbing, the electric, the sound insulation.
Check for mold.
Mo-
Check for mold.
yes, yes, especially in humidity places. Okay.
Mm.
If you're moving to Bogota, Colombia, up there at 7,000 feet, you probably don't have to worry about it.
Mhm.
Although there's mold even in Denver, Colorado,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is very, very dry.
Yeah.
And at 5,800 feet, a mile high, right? And then the other thing, Benita, I know you guys had a lease, contract transparency. Some places where you move to, contracts are just like a suggestion
Mm.
or not really enforced, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm too old to be dealing with that willy-nilly stuff.
We felt like we were signing our life away. I mean, they had us take pictures of our dogs, and I was like, "Oh, my blood type is zero." I mean, it's like, "Oh my goodness!" It took us several weeks. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want y'all to understand how it works in a lot of other countries, because I know, like, in a lot of other countries, the idea of an apartment building being corporately owned, where you go to the management office somewhere and fill out an application. They say, "Oh, we got some people moving out in 15 days. If you qualify, you could." No, 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 no. That's not how it works in
Mm.
most of the rest of
Mm-mm.
the world. Most of the rest
Mm.
of the world,
No.
apartments are condominiums.
Mhm.
Okay. They're condominiums. And so I want you to think about your house,
Mm.
and you are in another country, and what
That's
you
right.
would want from somebody if you were renting it out to them while you were here in Portugal, and you renting out your place in Atlanta, you renting out your place in Denver, you renting out your place in LA. What would you want from that person?
Well, we're so thankful that we actually got a standalone house,
Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
the owner lives up front, and we live in the back.
Oh, okay. So you've got a guest house.
Well, it's 2 stories. It's actually a house. I mean, not separate.
Guest house, yeah,
Yeah.
guest house can
Yeah.
sometimes be get, especially in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Especially in Cascais, because if you've got a mansion and then what's in the back is like a cottage, what we consider a cottage, what they consider a cottage could be a house,
Okay.
especially if you got like a mansion in the front. And Cascais has mansions.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, y'all moving to Beverly
Oh,
Hills.
yeah.
Y'all moving to Beverly
We're gonna call
Hills,
y'all the Clampets.
right?
Move it on up.
Now, these last three are just as important. Community fit.
Mhm.
Look for Black expat orgs. Look for Black expat organizations, right? Meetups, local community
Mhm.
spaces, etc. It really makes for a softer landing. If somebody is in the chat, I haven't been following y'all. If somebody is in the chat and got a softer landing because of coming to one of our meetups or something like that, let them know. I already know. I already know what the truth is.
Mhm.
I already know because I just met my good friend Bobby, my good friend Bobby from Colorado. I saw her yesterday for the fourth time. She's been here for 3 months. She didn't know anybody.
Mhm.
Probably doing her thing.
Bobby out in them streets,
Enjoying herself.
right? She met all of these people between our meetup and the other things that we told her that was going on. She went to the things, and she's got her own set of friends outside of us.
Okay.
And right? And that's how it should be. And she's single, y'all. We interviewed her about a month ago. So go check out her video. So community fit. And
Yeah.
one of the things that we do have here in the Lisbon
We have
metro
community.
area is we have
We have
community.
community.
But they've got community in Mexico, and they've got community in Costa Rica, and they've got community in Colombia, and they've got community in Thailand, and Ghana, and South Africa, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, y'all. Okay?
Mhm.
They do. They do. All right. Two last ones. Digital infrastructure. I know that this is important.
Testing mobile bars.
Okay. And here's the thing, and it's so funny because as we were trying to like research what would be the things that we would be looking for, every place else seems to be a little bit more technologically advanced than the United States. Like when we were in South Africa back in 2008, all them kids had smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
All them kids back
Wow.
in 2008 in South Africa in the township. Okay, how them kids afford that? Or why are they charging us so much in the United States? You know, I mean, they didn't necessarily have the latest Apple. That's not what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But the the internet and all of that stuff, they were more technologically advanced in so many ways. And so, but that's not true necessarily in every single country. So you want to make sure whatever wants and needs and wants, needs and wants and needs, right? And if you're going to be doing a side hustle, if you're going to be working remotely, et cetera, you're gonna want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that this stuff is on point. As a matter of fact, we were talking to um, the Kina, who is from Things Your Mom Should Have Told You. Check out her YouTube channel.
Yeah,
So we'll be
definitely.
interviewing her. And she was talking about the infrastructure. She lives in Spain. She was talking about the infrastructure out there. And she's like, oh, had I known some of the fragility of especially the internet out there in some of the more pictorial parts of Europe.
Yeah.
Because right, we see like
Out in the
eat, pray,
countryside.
love, and we're like, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah. Out in the countryside.
I want the rolling hills and a lookout with my glass of wine and and never mind that you 10 miles from a grocery store, 10 miles from milk, right? They ain't thinking about that.
That part.
So what's the internet? What's the electrical grid? What is going on with all of that stuff? And because every single city is not created equal, as well as every single neighborhood, so make sure that all of that stuff is in line with what your expectations are. And then, last but not least,
essentials access.
That's right.
Time to groceries, the pharmacy, ATMs, and price check basics.
Right. It's interesting. So when I went to the grocery store earlier, there was some Canadians in there, and I stopped them from accepting conversion. And the only reason I knew they were Canadians because they had their roller bags and they had a big Canadian tag, their name tag on there. The one side had the big Canadian. I said, "Yeah, I'm Canadian, right?" And so, and I was telling them, they were asking us, asking me, "Oh, you live here, da 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 da, American?" Yeah, I told them I was sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't have nothing to do with it. They started busting up. But anyway, so they were asking us about the grocery stores and the amenities and stuff like that. And I let them know, I said, look, we live no more than a 10-minute walk from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grocery stores that are chains. And that has nothing to do with the mom and pops. Right? How many pharmacies? 3, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
At least 3.
Right? Right? All of the things that you need. Okay. Sometimes a pretty apartment is not worth it if that pretty apartment is not in a neighborhood that you want, right? But here's the other thing that I want to leave y'all with, because we are definitely at time. And then Benita will give you the last word. Here in Europe, graffiti does not equal bad neighborhood.
No.
Okay? Graffiti does not equal bad neighborhood. So you need to look around and see what the vibe is. See how the older people behave. Are they on the swivel?
Are they skittish?
Are they skittish? Exactly.
Yeah. And they're not.
Not here.
Not here.
Right? But wherever you're thinking, these are the things to check out. We've got a safety scorecard in the resources below, right underneath the description. You can download that and take it with you. There's a move abroad toolkit as well. Bonita, what would you give our listeners about how to choose a neighborhood?
Well, I went through Start Abroad. However, I also wanted to know how stable the government was in a particular country. The crime stats. You know, for instance, Ecuador used to be a place where people wanted to move, but right now they're going through a serious cartel and gang issue, and there's over 2,000 people that have died within a year. So I wanted to check out which government is stable. I wanted to. I talked to Start Abroad to see which neighborhood is close to the beach and safe. You know, where we can walk around in the evening at night. And those were some. And again, close to grocery stores and pharmacies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Right. And so, yeah, you need to have your list, y'all, of what you need. So even if you are working with a relocation specialist, and if you need help with that, if you need help putting together a plan to move abroad, we can help you with that. I know you probably have more questions. We can help you with that. We offer one-on-one coaching. That information is in the description below.
So worth it.
And
Worth
yeah,
it.
thank you, Bonita.
Thank
Thank you. All right, we can help you get out of Dodge. We really can. We really can. We look holistically and we look at what your situation is, and we find a way for you with what you are dealing with to get out of Dodge ASAP, and or just to get to financial freedom. But for us, for us, part of that freedom was getting out of the United States.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
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 What is
So
China?
we, if y'all want to celebrate Rick's birthday with us, we will be in Querétaro, Mexico on September 27th. If you're on our email list, you've gotten an invitation. This is the meetup. Okay. And so September 27th, we're going to be in Querétaro, Mexico, hanging out, and it is Rick's birthday.
We love to have you there.
And so come celebrate Rick's birthday with us. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to pay for some hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. We usually don't do that for meetups, y'all. We usually don't do that for meetups. But this is my baby's birthday. So that's what we're doing. September 27th in Querétaro, Mexico. Get on our email list. It is in the description below. To get the information. We're not going to post it on YouTube or anything like that. We're only going to send it out to the people who are on our email list, okay? Because I don't want just, we get trolls and stuff like that. Y'all understand, right? Y'all understand. All right. We love y'all. All right. Anything else? No? Okay, we're going to let you go.
Looking forward to seeing you, Bonita.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yay.
We are looking forward to that. Yes.
John is excited too.
The family is growing.
It's growing.
Yes,
the family is growing. I am so happy. We're going to have so much fun. All right, y'all.
All right. Have a blessed day.
So thank you. Thank you, Bonita. So y'all, if you want to come to our meetup here in Portugal next year, we have it every single year, Juneteenth. Okay. And so get on our email list because we're going to start getting ready to get those tickets together very soon. You want to get those early bird tickets. This past June, look, I think the video was called "Y'all Missed It."
Y'all missed it.
Y'all missed it, right?
Missed it.
Look at that video, see the fun that we had, and even if it's just for a vacation, come hang out with us in Lisbon, Portugal for the Juneteenth week. We start our celebrations the week before and we go all the way until Juneteenth. There's something happening every single day, y'all. Every single day. Yeah. And with that, we love you. And we will see you on Sunday. Bye.